Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 301 of Flo Wrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always, almost not today, by our very own Willie Saylor, a.k.a. Yazdani the Greatest, a.k.a. Willie got a nice night's rest, but he's here, and we thank you for that, Willie. Did you just sleep in the dome?
No.
Before FRLs, you should just sleep in the dome. They don't roll up the mats.
Yeah.
I know.
And honestly, the mats would be comparable to the Fargo beds, so what's even the issue?
That's a bold strategy, wearing a Yazdani shirt to a USA Wrestling event.
I mean, it's a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke, Kyle. Okay?
Okay.
They get it.
I kind of think you hate America, but whatever.
Yeah. Wow, and Kyle Snyder was in Fargo too? Is that shots fired at Kyle Snyder?
Kyle Snyder smokes Yazdani.
I kind of think that would be an awesome match. I would love to see peak Snyder versus peak Yazdani.
What is his status? I heard, I just saw something the other day, just briefly. I don't even know. I didn't read it, but it was like he's coming back or something. There was a post he's coming back. But did they make him wrestle in the trials? Right. They didn't even make him wrestle in the trial.
I'm pretty sure all those guys, the Rahimi, Yazdani, Tagavi generation, they're all done. Their bodies are broken. Kadem destroyed their bodies. They can't wrestle anymore.
Indian training is like so old school and brutal. It's like no wonder they're always hurt.
They peak as cadets.
Yeah. Well, Yazdani, little Yazdani, he's still doing okay. We'll see how long he lasts.
He's the only one, right?
He's the only one. Okay. So Willie is in Fargo. What's been going on? You're still there. You're there for the duration.
Yeah.
What's the vibe? What's been going on? What are some of the things that you're most interested in that have been going on at Fargo?
Well, I mean, juniors ended yesterday, and I think that's, juniors is like kind of the crescendo or the big dance of the week. I think a lot of people right now are going over those results and seeing, whose stock is up and what the situation is with a lot of them.
I have one whose stock is way up. Willie, this is a guy you and I talked about quite a bit. Carson Karchla. Dear Lord, he looked amazing and still uncommitted. So.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting? I gave him a golden ticket. Right? I gave him an invitation to Who's Number One, and he said, "Can we do freestyle?" And he's like, "Can we do freestyle?" And I said, I'll see what we can do. And but after I walked a couple steps away, I'm like, those takedowns work in any style. I mean, they weren't freestyle. The ones on plot.
Thing is
the gut wrench.
Yeah, his gut is amazing. He has maybe the best gut wrench at that weight. It looked like maybe the best gut at the tournament, right? I mean, you could tell, not only are his leg attacks really clean, you could tell he's got some unreal strength. Yeah. Like his ability to pull in the legs and how quickly he finishes. So many of the finishes at Fargo where it takes the guys a while. His is just it was like Ed Ruth, like vice grip, easy finish, there's no scramble, even against really, really good guys. So I think we'll talk about this, Willie. Who would he potentially be facing?
Well, 170's jacked up. It might be plot. It might be. I mean, I don't know how you don't involve another guy that shocked yesterday, and Parker Keckeisen.
Was he even ranked?
Yes.
He was ranked 7th.
Okay.
He was ranked 7th. But he beat. He was ranked 7th, but I don't think a heck of a lot of people know about him. He beat Strzok, he beat Willie.
Yeah, what can you say?
Willie, you were kind of high on him, and I dismissed it, but you have him at 30 on the big board, and I thought that was a little too high, but turns out, good job by you, Will.
I'm going to be honest, man. I put him I was really high on him, and I put him up there, and then I saw his name entered here, and I'm like, I could really look really stupid. And because look, frankly, I didn't expect him to beat Starocki and Whitling, you know, but I was worried. I was like, he could make me look silly, but now he made me look really smart.
Yeah, so Karchla, I think coming out, I mean, one, he's uncommitted. You have to figure his stock through the roof now. He mentioned basically that he was starting to narrow down. The way I took his answer in the mix zone after he won was that essentially he's paring down his list of where he's going to visit. I don't know if you have any intel there where he might be looking, Willie. Obviously, an Ohio kid. I don't know if there's room there at Ohio State, but Olentangy Liberty, that's in Columbus. So you have to figure they're on the list, right?
You know, one thing that we started talking about, the new rules of wrestling recruiting, and I mentioned that there's going to be some buyer's remorse, right? I mentioned that there's going to be. You're going to get in on a kid so early that the kid might not end up being as good. And so now, I mean, certain schools have money allocated to a whole bunch of guys. And when that senior comes along, some schools might not have money for him, right? Because they got all these guys and they got juniors committed before, and that when there's a late bloomer, what I'm getting at was when there's a late bloomer, you might have to have more money than you otherwise have because.
Well, is that necessarily true, Willie? Because I mean, we've seen this with Penn State, right? They'll get guys. Maybe they'll even have offered them. This happens everywhere. It's not specific to Penn State, but things change. And okay, we can get Nick Neville's Thomas Haynes, and so, but our money's going to go to him, not you. They're not at the point yet. It's not National Signing Day. They're not at the point yet where there's like a signed agreement and they can't, take back some of the offer. Things change, the market changes, and that money's not necessarily spent just because someone has committed.
No, I guess what I'm saying is, and I don't want to say specific names, but I guess what I'm saying is, you got this guy last year because in 2 years you're going to need a 165, right? You could have waited and now kind of Karchla. You know what I mean?
Right, but one, that's counting on not only someone breaking out, but someone breaking out at that specific weight of need.
Right.
Two, yep. I get where the coaches are feeling like, man, these guys, Adam Busciello's committed as a freshman, Patrick Kennedy, sophomore. I got to be in on these kids earlier. Yeah, a lot of these kids, not a lot, but some of them do change their commitments. But by and large, they typically pan out, or more often than not pan out, and more often than not, they stick with their commitment. So it's kind of like you got to be in there early too. But I get what you're saying, yeah. But back to Karchla, my original question, where is he looking?
I honestly don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I mean, I heard a couple rumors, but
Well, just spill those. Those aren't legally binding, Willie.
I know Oklahoma State was on him.
Okay. Well, that sounds about right.
Long ago.
Really? So, speaking of Oklahoma State, he beats Whitlake. Whitlake actually takes 5th, lost to, what's the guy's name? Something Heisenberg?
Yeah, we're going to have to change his name.
Keckheisen. He's an Ashken kid.
Yeah, got it. Keckheisen. So he loses those. What do we make of Whitlake's tournament? Him losing 2 matches. To me, I don't think cause for major concern. I think the talent is still there. I think there's a guy that will really benefit from an environment, right? He trains, he's in Oregon, and Oregon does produce a lot of good wrestlers, but my understanding, where he's from, it's not a wrestling hotbed. He probably doesn't have
very remote, right?
Super remote, like a fishing town or something like that. So basically, drop him in Oklahoma State's room. it's going to be a major improvement.
He has been there for a little bit, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a few months is.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he probably graduated in June. It's July.
Yeah.
Right, so he ain't been there that long.
Nomad, what is going on with you?
With
Why
me?
did you? Yeah, you're pretty.
Well, not anymore. Now he's back. He's
What do
back.
you mean? I like the straggly street creature Nomad.
Yeah, can you explain what the mentality with when you're on Flow Zone, you brush your hair, you don't wear glasses, you don't wear a hat, and you dress like Pat Papalizio?
There's a lot more people watching.
Yeah. So? Well, what does that matter?
Christian's point is, why don't you put effort in every
What difference
single
does
day?
that make?
Because putting effort in every single day sucks.
It's like 5 minutes.
It's not even.
You just
effort.
don't wear a
no, no, no.
hat.
The
don't wear a
clothes-
hat and comb your hair.
And I have a lot of hats, so I like to wear hats.
All right, he likes hats. What can we say?
He only wears
It's a major time saver, and he loves hats. I don't know how much time it could possibly take, but I don't know. It was nice. You look nice. I think you should stick with that look, but it's a free country. And look, he's already back. He's unshaven. He's gonna have that, and he can't grow a beard, guys. And I can relate. It's okay, buddy. But the best thing when you can't grow anything of substance, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it tight.
Nah, but he always.
Oh yeah, he has a
everybody
terrible
loves Nomad
goatee.
With the goat, right? Like,
I might try to go Dagstand beard.
No,
Oh,
you
God.
can't do that.
Not with that attitude, I can't.
No, there's no attitude. Not with your genetics, you can't.
No, it's not. It's false. My father has a full beard. I could totally do a Dagstand beard. It would
your
just take a while.
father shot people.
Yeah, your father's got bodies, okay? Hey, I don't know when we're gonna unleash this, but we started a Google Doc of the all-time terrible Nomad takes.
Listen, that's a full-time job.
This
They
list,
happen every day.
yeah, but the list we have, reading it in succession, one when they happen, it's exasperating enough, but when you can read them line by line, refrigerators in Texas, back to back with my uncles and dad used to shoot each other with 22s, it's really something to say.
really is.
In just 2 short years, this young man has fired off more hot takes than Skip Bayless could ever have dreamed of.
That's way more entertaining than Skip. One day, we will.
Skip.
We might just have a whole episode dedicated to it.
Yeah.
I feel like every day is dedicated to me in the freaking group chat.
Well, stop saying you don't trust refrigerators in Texas.
Yeah. This is called self-inflicted, Nomad.
That's not self-inflicted.
Yeah.
No, it's self-inflicted when you say
What would
things-
you guys do without me? Dude, it would be far more boring.
No one is disputing that.
Yeah, we're not
We
arguing
love
that.
you.
Keep saying this stuff.
But yeah, keep it. We cannot wait for the next thing. Are we making the heart?
Yeah,
that's
making the heart
that's
there.
really something.
Oh,
Kiki, do you love me?
So hey, who else did you guys like? I mean, Klarchla, Keckeisen.
So- I'm glad that the Ohio boys did well. Not that I really care about Ohio, but just because there are some guys that I wanted to see do well. Indonian, I was really excited about him going into Akron. He loses a really goofy match to Manville where he gets pinned. Then has, in my opinion, the best moment of the finals when he kicks the brick.
Yeah, his
And-
stock went through the roof.
The
there.
kicking the brick thing was hilarious.
Yes.
And the video is so funny that we posted because you can hear someone yell, "Kick him out!
Kick him out. Yeah.
Kick him out! Are you kidding me?"
That was definitely someone from the state.
And so
he's wrestling
we
against.
posted it on all 3 social accounts, and I mean there are people on Instagram that are legitimately pissed off at him for kicking the brick.
I don't even think it clearly looked like he just saw the brick and just kicked it.
It was just a little impulse.
As
thing.
soon as he stood up, the brick was like on him, so he just kicked it. Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was fantastic. It's good that these kids show a little personality. I don't know. It was good.
He
I've seen Sargush do that at Urigan.
Okay,
And he-
Sargush is not the example for sportsmanship, Nomad. The guy's the biggest cheater in wrestling history.
But I'm saying, like, he kicked a brick back and hit the screen. It was great. I thought it was going to break the knockdown.
Didn't Taylor do it in the Cox match?
yeah,
Yeah, he kicked it across.
that was
the mat.
definitely out of anger.
It's happened. It's happened several times, and it's glorious every time. Didn't Pat Downey do it, or Gabe Dean in that match? No.
No, Damian Hahn threw it at the ref's back, like
that's
beamed
what
him
it was.
dodgeball style.
Some coaches are better than others at, like, hitting the ref.
Yeah.
Some of them do that kind of really flaccid like drop. It's like, man, how do you even feel about this? Really, you need to really check.
Though, Andonian, and there, a lot of people. First of all, just who's number one thing. People don't know how it works, especially the kids, but some coaches as well. Like, you have to look, guys. It's called who's number one. You have to be ranked like 1 or 2 or 1 and 3.
It's not just I'm throwing my hat in the ring because I want to be.
You can't be ranked 14th and be like, just won Fargo. What's up?
I mean, it happens every single year.
You did go as low as 4 for Pat McKee last year when he lost to Robbie Howard, but he did win Fargo.
And he had a case. There was a legitimate case for him to be number 1 at that time.
It was, right.
You could have said, yeah, him or.
So what are you going to do at 145?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are saying Andonian. People are saying Andonian. But Andonian didn't beat anybody, really.
And he's lost to Kevon twice.
He beat Yapuzin, right? He didn't hit anybody, really.
If he had beaten Manville at Akron, he'd have the case.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a question of ability. I think unanimously we agree he could be the best kid in the country. Yeah. And maybe that's where the problem comes in, too.
By the way, so we have a problem, guys. 145, we have a problem. And 120, 120. Robbie Howard and Carson Manville got selected for the Youth Olympic Games, which is the same time as who's number 1. So I don't know what to do with those weights.
Who's number 2?
Let's delay him.
Who's number 7?
We'll have 2. Who's number 1?
I mean, you can have a match at 145. You can have a match at 145 under the assumption that whoever wins will eventually hit Carson at
some tournament. Carson wrestles everywhere.
Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah, you could like set the stage there. Who's number 1, 2?
Iron Man. Who's number 1, 2? Iron Man. Or who's number 1, 2? Powerade.
Yes.
Whatever it works with.
Willie, so this is what I was going over in my head. So nobody take this for anything other than just nomad thinking out loud. But possible matches, Matt Ramos.
That should be a podcast.
What?
Nomad thinking out loud.
Nomad thinking out loud. All right. Matt Ramos, Kurt McHenry, Jordan Decatur, Josh Saunders, Andrew Ramirez, Connor Brady, Carson Cartslow versus Abe Assad, AJ Ferrari versus Braxton Amos, and Colton Schultz versus Daniel Gregory, Clifton Clerkfeet, Jr. the third.
Junior the third.
No, it's not Assad versus Clarksville.
They're going to be different weights, huh?
Assad's an 82. It's probably going to be Assad and Winston.
Okay. I can get down with that.
Yeah, that's fine. But what about some of those other ones?
I don't know if you guys got to watch any Winston. Winston, in several matches, was in a quad pod several times and would not give up a point. They couldn't get him down.
Good freestyle leg defense.
Yeah, we posted one of those clips. It was like a 90-second defense of basically a dead to rights leg attack situation.
The kid was in on a double and had him up off the mat.
And
then they somehow ended up in a quad pod, and he still didn't give up a takedown.
Yeah, that was impressive. He's definitely good.
Hey, Christian, do you want to tie this into... I put a bunch of recruits... I put a bunch of guys' results by the school that they went to. Did you want to get into that?
Yeah, because that brings me to a guy I wanted to talk about, Lucas Davison. Have not watched much of him.
He is a horse.
He did kill everybody, and I don't know much about the strength of the field, but man, he is an athletic 95-pounder. He's very powerful. He has some really nice leg attacks. I really like him at the next level, and having Justin Davison back-to-back, theoretically 84-97 for Northwestern, even though like they had a bunch of recruits and they kind of lost them, and it was kind of a weird thing. Those two are going to be a really solid haul for Northwestern.
How about Jesse making 6 finals? 6 Fargo finals in his career.
And that was
he killed everyone.
Yeah.
Remember, Northwestern originally got a verbal from Cassiope.
And Beard.
They had verbals from Caroli, Beard, and Cassiope.
And RBY, Nick Suriano, Spencer Lee.
Mark Hall.
And Mark Hall.
Yeah.
People forget all those verbals.
So Davison made the Super 32 finals, but didn't beat anyone of note there. So it's good to see him make the finals and then win and beat a more solid field. Because he had a good ranking, right? Everybody knew he was good.
It was a great field.
Huh?
It was a great field at 95. I mean, Davison, Christensen, Hendrickson, all the Suns.
All the Suns.
But that weight had a ton of ranked guys that didn't even play. So, hey, we didn't talk about Mason Paris Cassiope, guys.
Right. So, to me, classic. I mean, you can't throw it. You can't just wholly discount it as just a freestyle win for Cassiope, because the match starts. He high crotch doubles, picks Mason up in the air, and slams him down, which was ultra impressive. And then, things get out of hand. I think he guts him. He gets a lot of points off a head pinch, and then it's basically over. But
no, you can't say it was a freestyle thing. Although Mason certainly didn't know what he was doing in freestyle a couple times.
I think you kind of can. I think you kind of can say it was. I mean, I'm not trying to dismiss anything. I mean, Cassiope's legit, and as a prospect, I don't know if I would take him or Paris. Probably Paris, but who knows? But it was one takedown apiece, one like folk style-ish takedown apiece, and then Cassiope is a far more seasoned, far more experienced freestyle wrestler, and I think that showed.
What I saw was Cassiope has pretty comparable feet to Paris, and is stronger and was shutting down a lot of Paris's attacks. Paris a lot of times pulls on the right, I can't remember which, but pulls with his left arm and goes to the dump and barrel roll. Cassiope shut that down.
He almost got it in the first 30 seconds.
Right.
Here's my thing.
That was his best attempt there.
First of all, Cassiope's a beast. That dude can freaking wrestle, right? But more than it being a freestyle folk style thing, watch what Mason Paris does. Like watch some of the things he does and tries. And here's my thing, guys. Mason Paris doesn't know how to wrestle.
That was going to be my point. Cassiope is not a finished product, or Paris is not a finished product. Cassioppe's, I'm not going to say he's close, but he's closer.
Cassiope knows how to wrestle. Mason Paris has been as successful as he has been because he's very talented. Now, watch what he does. He doesn't know how to wrestle. Wait till he's with Gourmet. I mean, can you imagine when he's with Gourmet?
Here's the thing, though.
As proper technique.
Cassiope, if we're talking about as a folk style prospect, Cassiope much better on top than Mason.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that Mason Paris will ever beat Cassiope. I'm not saying Mason Paris is a better prospect than Cassiope. All I'm saying is Cassiope knows what he's doing. I don't think Mason really knows what he's doing.
He certainly didn't in freestyle. I mean, I think he really kind of showed some parterre vulnerabilities. But as a prospect, who knows? And yeah, Cassiope a clear OW. I mean, Hutmacher was kind of a formality at that point. Hutmacher not there yet, not on that level. Would like to have seen he and Paris scrap.
Yeah, I don't know how because when I was doing Flow Zone, I was like, all right, cool, we're getting Hutmacher Paris, which made sense. Like, that should be the semis, and then Cassiope is returning champ, got a freestyle credential, should be the one. But apparently Paris, without any credentials, got put on top sides. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, Cassiope. So here's my thing. Getting back to the results by school, can Cassiope emerge as a leader in the next few years for Iowa? He's apparently going to be roommates with Spencer Lee. I don't know if you saw that tweet. So it would be like Spencer Lee, Jacob Warner, Max Muir, and Anthony Cassiope kind of living together, it sounds like, from what I'm gathering.
I don't know what it matters what they live.
Well, what I'm saying is, does that become the core? Does that become the leadership group, the captains for
Did
Iowa
they get a
going
meal
forward?
plan, Nomad? What's the meal plan situation?
Does that become the leadership group for Iowa going forward?
I think they're going to have, when they have wings, they have to share the blue cheese. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I think, is that the nucleus? I guess, yeah. I mean, in terms of the point scoring nucleus, it's going to be
Bowen Marinelli,
Spencer, Bull.
Yeah, Marinelli.
And Jacob Warner. And now, yeah, they're going to count. They're going to need big points from those guys. But I don't know why DeSanto wouldn't be factored in there as well.
True.
He's a far more proven college wrestler than those guys at this point. But yeah, they're going to need 10 guys. And I think Cassiope, I don't see him as a national title contender maybe at any point, which is more a compliment to the field coming in, Gable Stevenson and Daniel Kirkfleet, than his ability. But I see him as a 4-time All-American potential kind of wrestler. And I think hopefully Stoll is okay and can wrestle this year and Cassiope can redshirt. I think Cassiope could go right away and could be a contender to place. I don't see much higher than 6 to 8 as a true freshman prospect, but I do like him as a prospect for sure. I don't know really how you view him right away.
How have you Cassiope?
Yeah, right. If he had to go right away, if Stoll can't recover.
I don't. Who's there? I mean, I think he can. Gable goes right. Who's back? I can't think.
Well, Gable, Desi,
Hamida.
Yusuf Hamida. Will we see Neville's or Kassar? It could be Kassar. There's a lot of talk about Neville's.
Kassar looked huge when we were in
He's
state
220,
college.
230 pounds right now. All right, hold on. National anthem. Willie, be like that. So we're gonna have a moment of silence for national anthem. Sorry.
We're not going to talk?
No, we'll talk.
I think they muted him.
All right, we muted Willie for America.
So also for Iowa, Nelson. Dang it, Willie. Well, I was wearing an Iran shirt too.
Yeah, this is so. This is why I said what I did at the beginning.
This is terrible. We're gonna lose our American sponsorship. Although we're sponsored by ASICS. Shout out to ASICS. Thank you for sponsoring. Thank you for sponsoring our radio show. What were you gonna say, No Man?
Talking about results by school, Nelson Brands ends up getting 3rd. His only loss was to Bronigal beat 4 guys who I think are pretty solid. Colby Ho, Sean Harmon, Tyler Dow, and Rob Kennard.
This was the most I've been impressed with Bronigal ever.
Yes.
He looked great.
Yes.
And both the Bronigal brothers going to Illinois, so that's big for them. But I mean, he's never beaten these caliber of guys before.
No.
I think they're doing both verses of the anthem. He's still standing. Oh wait, now he's coming back. All right, Willie's muted right now.
He's still muted.
I don't know who did that or who has that capability, but Willie's back. Can we hear him yet? There he is.
Can you hear me?
Hey, buddy.
I think I picked Bronigal to make the finals. I knew the Bronicles would have a good tournament. And no, man, I told you, Nelson Brands is all right, man.
Well, it was his 4th try in Fargo. It's the first time he placed.
Yeah, his results are not super indicative of. He's still very much a question mark going in, right?
He's going to be fine.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we had never seen it. No one has said he wouldn't be fine, but we had never seen it.
Right. There were,
Nelson.
and he has taken, and even as a folk style prospect, he's taken losses in a state where you can't leave the state and go to things like, Ironman.
That's not true. I mean, his only loss last year was when he left the state. So.
Yeah, they go to Illinois.
Yeah.
He lost to Dvorak.
Yes.
So he's never had an undefeated season in high school with not an insanely tough schedule, and he's never placed in Fargo before. But he looked awesome. I watched almost all his matches. He looked great. This weekend.
Still run his single leg, lefty singles really nice. I think he needs an opposite side attack. He's clearly insanely strong. He's got really good go behinds to his right. He's gonna be really good. Minnesota, Brayton Lee wins tight match with Alex Lloyd. McKee loses early, then storms back for 3rd. Apparently wrestled 12 matches.
He won 10 in a row.
10 straight. That's ridiculous. And then Caleb Bray, Jake
Abbott
Gilman.
did too.
Who?
Abbas.
Oh yeah, he came back for third as well.
Won 10 in a row, both of them.
Caleb Ray not going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's in the. Oh, he switched after Willie's
Yeah.
recruiting rankings. My bad.
Wow.
Hey, Caleb Ray's not going to Minnesota?
He's going to West Virginia.
Correct.
Okay, there's a lot of teams in here. Maybe we might have to do this
Just hit the big ones.
this later on. Well, I don't know. What are we determining the big ones are?
Iowa State looked really good, and it was 2 years ago. They had, I think, 5 in the Fargo finals.
Yeah,
remember?
that hasn't hasn't produced yet. But
Right, but they had 2 in the finals. Joel Shapiro and Aiden Reeves. Aiden Reeves beat Julian Tagg. 120.
Great match.
You want to talk about
Great match. 8-8.
who's number 1? Like Willie said, probably can't have a 120 weight. A, because Robbie Howard not being available, but B, Tagg and Mastro lost. And then Crookham gets like 7th at cadets. So
Eric
there's your top 4.
Barnett. Eric Barnett is a nightmare to rank. I mean, that kid,
He looked
he makes
amazing.
Super 32 finals, he wins Fargo, and then, he'll take 7th at the freaking Central Regional or something.
Did he?
No, I'm being hyperbolic, but he takes some losses. He takes some weird losses.
He took some losses at FloNats too.
So we kind of got into this team argument. I think started by Nomad, with hey, Illinois wins because they send the most guys, and then.
No. But
stop.
that's not the argument. That's not the argument.
not what we're talking
the
about.
argument is
That's
that they
not
do
what-
well.
All right, be quiet. So off of that came a back and forth between myself and Levon Mays about Illinois and their production or lack thereof at the next level. And it kind of started with me kind of caping up more for Illinois because I didn't really see the logic in what Levon was saying. And then I started looking at big boards, and I was absolutely astounded with what basically equals to a wasteland of recruits that didn't pan out, looking at from like 2013 to 2015 and 16, right? Just looking at those ranges and just reading the names of the ranked guys and being like, oh my gosh, it's really bad. Willie, is this something I'm not comparing this to any other states. I'm just kind of reading the names and I'm like, this is not good. Is this an observation you've kind of made?
I never thought about it. I never thought to look. Let's look at Illinois and how they actually pan out their prospect. Well, I think one of the things that Mays said that was interesting is that the focus on the international styles might hurt their ability on top and bottom in college.
That's certainly possible. I just what I struggled with is the notion that an entire state could implement a system that is so successful at high school. First of all, implementing any system across the entire state is just an astounding thing to even consider. The people can't implement a system in one wrestling room. Good coaches struggle with that. So the notion that the entire state is just under this umbrella that makes you not productive at the next level I had a hard time with that. But I can't explain the fact that you look at these guys and it just hasn't worked out.
Now, Medlin, the Illinois RTC coach, Brian Medlin says even at the IKWF level, like the kids folk style level, before they're even doing freestyle and Greco, they're not interested in wrestling top bottom. They're only going on their feet, even as little kids in folk style.
Yeah.
And so there's it seems like there's a general mindset in the state to wrestle on your feet.
Ohio kind of gets that kind of a stigma too. Ohio is just a neutral state. It doesn't matter to them.
No,
No, you're right. But let me just go through some of these. Here's class of 2014. Bryce Brill, number 3. Jared Cortez, number 12. These are D1 college wrestling, but it's the same guys in approximately the same order. Josh Alber, solid. Johnny Jimenez, Devontae Mahomes, injured. Garrett Sutton, Brian Rossi, Adarius Jones, who's probably listening. Shout out to Adarius. Kyle Akins, Chris Garcia, Sage Heacock, Stephen Polakowski. That was 2014. 2015, I'll do one more year. Xavier Montalvo, Larry Early. I'm going in order here. Michael Johnson, Elijah Oliver, Chris Williams, Jabari Moody, Andrew Marsden, Vince Turk, Luke, who's been fine. Luke Fortuna, Eric Barone, Michael Cullen.
Also, Andrew Marsden. Are you serious?
Yeah, Andrew Marsden's the only one. Carver James, Matt Rundell. So, like, you would think at some point there'd be someone that, like, jumps out. It hasn't happened. I don't see it changing either. I can do one more if you want. Isaiah White, we think he's gonna be good. Rudy Yates, I don't even know if he's still at UNI. He was number 22 here. Eric Schultz, Nathan Traxler, Dylan Duncan. So, man, you would think at some point there would be some breakout guys, some really solid guys. I'm just reading name after name after name, and I could go on for another 10 minutes.
And the ones that we're anticipating to do well from this last couple classes, Warner and Cassiope are both at Iowa.
Now, I'll say this. If the class of 2017 doesn't pan out, or these three guys, I'll be stunned. This is number 7, number 11, number 12. Jacob Warner, Austin O'Connor, and Austin Gomez. If those guys aren't good, I don't know what to even say. I think those guys are really good. I'd be stunned if they're not good at college.
Yeah.
Those guys will be.
Right. But you just look at this. I came into this with no bias, and if anything, my bias would skew towards my original thought, which was Illinois is fine, the guys do great, and there's no way that some high school system can somehow make them not good at.
Right. I mean, frankly, that's a terrible track record.
Yeah, and I didn't even read 2013. It's bad, right? It's just, it doesn't make sense. Now, what you could say, okay, and I'm just coming up with this on the fly. Perhaps they're so well coached in the international styles that they end up with an inflated view of them as a prospect. That they're popular. They're winning a lot because they're so well coached because they place at Fargo, they do well at Akron, and then, well, we have to put them up certainly pretty high, and now they're not panning out the next level because they're just really well coached in the international styles. It doesn't necessarily translate, will it?
Well, I don't know if it's reflected on the big boards because that's a subjective and opinion, and we understand what's happening, and so we use our opinion. But in the regular rankings, watch what happens. Watch what happens in the regular rankings when it comes to Akron and Duels and Fargo. The Illinois kids move up in the rankings. Watch what happens by January 1st. They move down in the rankings. Happens every year.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, even to Willie's point, for regular rankings, it's hard because in folk style, a lot of times it is so hard to have relevant folk style data on kids if you, basically it's Super 32 and Flow Nationals. And if you don't hit either of those, or you only hit them once or twice over the course of your career, there's almost no relevant folk style data on you. And so you have to put so much emphasis on the events where all these kids show up, which is Fargo and Akron.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing to note. I think Illinois is going to do fine with this crop coming in. As I mentioned, Cassiope. J-Rent is also in this class. He showed flashes. I really like Cordell Norfleet, too. Kind of high on him. It hadn't really panned out yet, but he was a true freshman. Give him time.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah, we won't judge him out for 1 year, but certainly the track record for those other guys, not bad wrestlers, very good wrestlers, just it hasn't panned out for whatever reason. So I wanted to mention that because I kind of took another perspective, and looking at the data, it made me think a little bit differently, at least. I think we need to get to, because we started late, which means we can't go but so much over. My favorite, this is a recurring segment on this show. We do it once a year for Fargo.
Here we go.
And it's one of the more perplexing things that the wrestling community involves itself with. So, as you know, Flo Arena has automated text messaging where we will send you a text message to your phone when the wrestler you're interested in is been assigned to a mat. We'll send you about his result, okay? It's an automated thing that you signed up for, theoretically. You typed in your number so you could get these updates, okay? And theoretically, you know that it's a machine sending these because logically any person would understand that a human being could not be typing these out, okay?
And it's a number you don't have in your phone.
Yeah. So it begs the question, who do these people think they're texting? So what's happening? So what's happening is, okay, Bryce Andonian on deck, Matt 3. Someone is responding to that. People are responding to these text messages. And last year we had some zany ones, and they didn't disappoint this year either. So we can just alternate with our favorite ones.
I'm reading them right now for the first time, and I'm dying.
Okay, Pella Wisnowski, Arkansas, assigned to Matt 2. Okay, want to meet in main lobby of Fargo Dome? Question mark. One. This is shots fired at Nomad.
It's my favorite one.
I won't say the F word, but F you, Nomad.
How about somebody got a text that's like Steve Smith assigned to Matt Levin, and somebody replied, F you, Nomad.
F you, Nomad. F Ohio. These have gotten much more profane, which is disappointing, but that's what happens. Oh, where's the one? This is interesting. This is someone must know. So some people are in on the joke, right? Who wins in an arm wrestling match, Nomad or Piles?
Yeah.
Fair question.
I like this.
Somebody's a great typer here. Let M elbow how Tony does about to start massage.
Okay.
I like everybody Wang Chung tonight.
About to start massage. Squatty Kid, Terrell's a much better wrestler. That kid's was a headhunter. Like who do you think is on the other side here? Where is this text message going?
I have your pillow.
Tell Willie he looks like crap, except they didn't use crap.
Tell Willie, did Willie ever have hair? If so, prove it.
No, that won't be hard to prove.
How about size question mark?
Seriously, did you get the Cheez-Its? Question mark?
I like this one. So, dude, when your coach said come back and watch Courtney, did he mean this guy Courtney, or did he mean that girl on Team Arizona named Courtney?
Yeah, I don't know. You've been called, babe, grabbing your bag of water. This is clearly a mother or a father or someone texting their kid. Think they're texting their kid, or they think that whoever's sending the automated message is going to tell their kid that they're grabbing their bag and water.
Like, are you bringing the snacks?
Are you
Another
bringing the
example
snacks?
Of that.
Are you done? No, we're not done. We're going to keep sending these automated things. Radins is 3-0 at 120. Barnhart went 2-2. Chase and Cardinal both went 2-2. BJ said, "Atta girl." So just passing along the message from BJ to the automated message, who said, "Atta girl."
Where are the friggin' coaches?
Friggin?
Friggin'.
Okay.
How about this? How about this great piece of coaching advice? Cal needs to keep on the path that gets him the lead. Keep foot on gas.
Yeah, you're sending this to a machine. A machine gets this, and Craig Bacorni just compiles this for the content, and it's funny.
Just waiting for Magoo. That's a good one.
I don't understand the ones that are sending the text back. So, like, for example, here's one that got sent. Dustin Plott, Oklahoma, on bout 4701 has been assigned to Matt 3. That's what they just sent you. You just copied it and sent it back to them.
What are they trying to accomplish with that?
I don't know. If for any places he'll get seated at Fargo, ... He's in juniors, ... So it's a big deal to place as a cadet. Tate's only places like top 12 in freestyle, so I'd love it if he could place in freestyle this year. He's placed 2 times in Greco. Fargo is tough. I'd agree with that person.
Fargo is tough.
This will be Randy 2! Exclamation point. They take them right after graduation. Okay.
Oh my God, Tommy died. It says Tommy died.
R.I.P. Tommy. Tommy's dead. I don't know if the automated machine's who I would tell that to. I would notify Tommy's next of kin. You went with the automated text message.
Tommy's dead.
Tommy's dead.
How
Okay.
about he better get used to that damn mask.
Yeah, got to get used to the mask. Okay. We've proven our point. It's the most preposterous thing every year, 2 years in a row. We love the automated text messages. Hope I use them. Hope you sign up for them. Take advantage of it. It's free to all our subscribers. So take advantage of that. Let's go to the questions. Question time. Any other things before we go to the questions, Willie? You're laughing. Uh-oh.
One says you have the wrong number. No, you put your number in there.
Well,
Somebody could have put it.
There were a lot of people that messed up their number.
it's really tough to get all those numbers in a row back. My other favorite thing is when I sign up for the automated text and I do a little screenshot tweet of it, people are like, OMG, you used your own number. Like,
And you'll do like the 86753.
yeah, it's always a fake number. The one time I did put in Popeyes, they actually think I would put in my real number. Like, you can't do the example without putting your real number. Anyways. Who is more out of touch with reality, Wade Schallis or Dan Lobdale?
Well, I don't know who Dan Lobdale is.
Yeah, I don't know either. We got to track down Lobdale, then we'll figure it out. But I'll say
Mark Schultz.
choice C, none of the above, Mark Schultz.
Mark Schultz won. Good
Mark
job.
Schultz just tweeted. Kyle pulled this tweet up.
Hold on, I have to read it.
You gotta read it.
Listen, guys,
Don't
I
follow.
know that.
Rule number one: don't follow Mark Schultz on Twitter.
No. I know that not everybody that listens to this show does Twitter, has Twitter. But those of you that do, and those of you that don't, you might want to just sign up just for this. Look at Mark Schultz's feed. It is.
No.
I don't. It's
If you
good
care
or bad.
about Asian boy bands and the Federal Reserve, you'll really get a kick out of
If
it.
you're a sovereign citizen, his Twitter feed is a place for you.
All right, so this was at 10:55 last night, all right? The NCAA Wrestling Championships are the greatest martial arts competition in the world. But in the 1970s and early 80s, there were over 700 schools competing Division I. Now, 70 schools.
Not true.
That is nowhere near
700.
accurate. 700?
He just made up the number. He just made that up. He's not that far up. Hey, how many bowls of cheeseburger soup did Willie consume? The answer better not be 0.
Well, I mean, the answer is 0. It's disgusting.
Did you try Casey's yet?
Listen, no, couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
What a
I
baby.
went there. I was like,
coward.
all right, I'm gonna do it for my man Kyle. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do it. I went there. I saw the pizza. I was like, that looks disgusting.
When Christian tweeted it, like about the Casey's, you should have seen the outpouring of support that came in.
People love Casey's.
All from Minnesota and Iowa.
Okay,
Yeah.
you like all the people in Pennsylvania. You love Wawa.
It's not bad.
Okay, but you won't try. You won't give.
you won't even
give
try it.
Casey's the benefit of the doubt.
I saw the pizza. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, but you like
You eat sandwiches from
you're
gas
too.
stations.
Yeah, give me a break. Give me a break.
I don't eat anything. I got gas station dogs. They're all right.
Do you think
Gas
RT?
station hot dogs, they're all right, but you won't eat Casey's pizza? You walk down to 7-Eleven, get a couple dogs?
I'm sort of kind of a pizza snob, right? I'm from the East Coast.
It's breakfast pizza. It's not really pizza. It's
Look-
just, they just call it that. If
Looks
it doesn't have
horrible.
tomato sauce, to me it's not pizza. Okay, Jake from State Farm.
Yes.
Do you think RTCs will start investing more in Greco and women's wrestling?
Not in Greco. They will definitely invest in women's wrestling.
We're seeing it now at North Carolina.
Yeah, and Iowa's expanding. Iowa just had a women's camp.
I'll say this.
That's awesome.
Penn State's out in front of a lot of stuff. Theoretically, they've invested in Greco.
Yeah.
And I think if people start to draw a line for why that could maybe help their college program, then you'll see it. Now, I don't know how it helps Penn State. I think Penn State just wants to really have an awesome RTC and just a lot of good bodies in there. But
Cornell too.
yeah, Cornell. So there's two of the best coached.
Cornell's heavily invested.
Yeah, that's two of the best programs in the country that have said, and I don't know why, but they said it's important for us to have Greco. For whatever reason.
Yeah, Cornell putting one on the junior team with Berryessa and one on the senior team with
John Jay.
John Jay.
Well, they have. I mean, Cornell has
Ahad.
a former U.S. coach.
Right. That's our point. So we might see it in Greco. So you were kind of like, no way in Greco. I think maybe so.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said no way. I'm more skeptical that more schools are going to do it.
You said never, and I'll stake my life and reputation.
Stake my life and reputation.
Verbatim. We can run it back. Okay. This is interesting. Who do you have winning a fixed Suriano match? I'm assuming this means folk style. This is from Shane Lackison. Fixed Suriano. Folk style, we have to assume. At 33. Well, listen, they wrestled for 45 minutes. There's not an answer that's audacious on either side.
I'll say
Suriano right now.
Yeah.
I'll say Suriano right now. But I would clearly take Dayton in freestyle. But I'll take Nick Suriano right now.
Same.
Last time they were in a folk style bracket together, Suriano did better. Not that that means much of anything at all.
Right.
But whatever. What? I'm grasping. Last time they wrestled, he won. So I'll just go with that till something else happens.
That question bores me. I'm gonna say Dayton, but who cares?
You love Dayton.
Johnny from Roanoke.
Johnny from Roanoke. This isn't a real question though. Non-Fargo related. You're all fans of Chipotle. Willie, do you prefer regular Tabasco or the green Tabasco? Interested to hear Wrestling Nomad's take. I bet he probably mixes them.
I literally never use either of them.
I don't either. Do you use Tabasco?
No.
All right. Good question, Johnny.
Spay on the trip almost not died, but like he put a little too much on when we were, I think, in Iowa.
Yes, it was Iowa City.
And he was hurting.
Listen, here's an important question. Allison Schwab, wife of Doug, mother to Hay and Bob and the two lovely twin girls. When are the kids and I going to be invited to FRL Live in person? FRL Live. Don't you stop it.
What are you guys doing? Are you making
She is invited. Allison, you are cordially invited. It's an open invitation. You can be on FRL anytime, day or night. Bring the whole family. Bring Doug. Bring the kids. We'll do a whole match right here on the table between Hay and Bob.
I think she's implying that we need to go to Cedar Falls because I would not want to travel with 4 kids.
No, she's on the road trip right now.
No, I know, but flying to Texas?
She said, no, they're driving. She literally said, like, what's 2 more states?
What's 2 more
like
states?
That, yeah.
Well, they're in Memphis. That's like the halfway point from.
Yep.
Yeah.
From
Allison Schwab's
Parkersburg.
the Hall of Fame wrestling wife.
Yeah, she needs anytime, Allison. Anytime, day or night. John Renan just looked at heavyweight this year at NCAAs. Is heavyweight wide open? Could freshmen win heavyweight? Follow up. Is Oklahoma State going to finish top 10?
He loves trolling.
He knows the answer. He knows that Gable could win NCAAs. Why is he messing with us? Why? I think he's messing with us.
Because you read his question.
Dang it.
Yeah, because you read them.
He got me. All right, back. I think they'll finish top 10 still.
Probably.
I'm going to say yes
likely.
as well, yeah.
I'll say yes as well. Scorching hot take. Okay. Last question, unless you guys see one that's really, 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 really good. And it's this one. All-Star Duel, Big Ten versus rest of NCAA. Anyone from last 15 years. What do the teams look like? We're not doing that. Who wins?
The Big Ten.
The Big Ten wins.
Yeah.
The Big Ten is so much better. The last 15 years.
Yeah.
Although, really, you only need 10. This could be really good because, like, you get Kale. So Kale, that's one win.
Yeah, Kale does not count as Big Ten. Askren / Pendleton.
Team of 10 of
Does not count as Big Ten.
non-Big Ten guys that would win or compete.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be close. All right, Matthew Denholtz, thank you for the question. Perhaps it bears further analysis. Fargo's going to be over
That's
soon.
going to need sussing out. Yeah, we got to.
We're going to need to suss it.
Well, if we'll just suss it
We're
out.
certainly going to. We're not going to not
gonna-
suss it, no man.
That's going to take
Who
some.
made the biggest
some
jump
thinking.
in Fargo? Who made the biggest jump in rankings?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Get it.
I think it'll be Manabon from Texas. Like he was.
We need to talk
So I
about
have
Artelona.
in my spreadsheet, it's the top 20, and then I have the honorable mention. I mean, he was right there to be ranked, but even he's probably going to go from unranked to like 10.
Nice.
He didn't just beat Artelona. He beat some.
He got
Brack-
third. He got third, didn't he?
Racky's really
that's all.
concerned about Artelona.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, first of all, why did he drop to 45? He looked in that Manabog match like he was just gassed. So, don't.
Brayton Lee told me that at weigh-ins, Artelona said Brayton and showed him his weigh-in card, and it said 45. He's like, hey, Brayton, look.
Okay, so.
All right, it's some bizarre behavior.
Yes. We watched, because we didn't realize he lost. We heard Nomad say it on Flow Zone. We go back, Christian and I are watching the match, and it's over, but he still had the video up playing, and at the end of the video, you can see Artelona walk over, and he's going to shake the other official's hand, and he does like the surfer thing to the camera, and then makes another gesture that we can't see on camera.
Here, let me see. This is the first time in FRL history. We're gonna try this.
Another.
All right,
just watch his hands.
Watch Tony Artelona.
You should be able to tell what he does. You can't see it.
Tremendous radio.
This is great radio. What is that? What were those gestures?
Yeah, here's the thing, guys.
You're going for your fourth Fargo title.
And then you default out. You go from Florida to Fargo, North Dakota.
You cut down. He said, I ain't cutting down.
You cut down. You lose, and you're just like, deuces, Hawaiian cool guy.
You guys are hating a little bit.
We're not hating.
I'm trying to figure
out.
We're
asking questions.
Okay.
It's bizarre behavior.
It's difficult because we only have 3 guys here. I want to do a whole heck of a lot more than I can because there's only 3 of us. But I wanted to get an interview with Artelona and just ask him about mindset coming in and dropping to 45 and everything. Listen, he went like this, guys, probably because he knows all eyes are on him. All eyes, like, the guy's going for his 4th. He drops to 45. He's obviously injured. I think there's a lot of pressure on him. I think there was a lot of pressure on him to maybe self-inflicted to perform well. And I don't blame him too much. And I don't blame him for you say he goes from Florida to Fargo and then he defaults out. Well, 1, he was hurt, obviously. 2, the kid put it on the line. The kid came here, he won 3 in a row, and he didn't have to come here.
Yeah, but was anyone like, man, we got to get Artelona there to Fargo this year?
Dude, you have a chance at history, and you don't. I mean,
how many people even knew that before Nomad put the article out?
It was Holmes, but yeah.
It doesn't.
Or Holmes,
He did.
I just thought it was a weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything about the kid. I just thought it was a weird thing. Most guys, they lose a tough match like he did.
It's bizarre.
You just see him just walk off or be mad. He kind of had a little smirk. He was like this. I just don't know what that means. I was just like, I didn't understand. Maybe it was a friend.
I think it means. I know you're all watching. I know everybody's gonna look at this video and say, "Oh, Artelona lost for the first time in 4 years. Let's go watch the match." At the end of the match, I'm okay, guys. It's weird. It's a little weird. It's a little different, but.
Well, if that was it, then I think that's pretty cool, actually. I'm back in. I'm back in. He's going to Penn. He's gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right. Kyle still has questions. Kyle's concerned. I'm here to tell you.
CJ Cobb wasn't.
What'd you say?
I want to do a deep dive on it.
CJ Cobb wasn't.
CJ Cobb. The infamous 2 seed.
I was really happy to see.
We gotta go. We have to go.
Okay. Well, real quick, I was really happy to see Brayton Lee win. Just that's a kid who's gone to everything. He's beaten everybody, and he finally gets a national tournament win. Closes out his high school career.
That's my thing too. A great send-off, Nomad. The graduating guys that come here.
The unranked heroes.
The unranked heroes. The guys that are banged up. I mean, Mastro's banged up, and they still come and they still bang, and it makes Fargo great.
Thank you. Thank you. From the
Thank
bottom
you
of
for
all
your
our,
service.
from the bottom of all our hearts, guys.
Thank you for your
All right,
service.
play this. You can play the song out, guys. We're ready to go. We're ready to say thank you to ASICS. Thank you to the San Diego Padres for making that hat for Nomad. Big Padres guy. I bought Willie. Sorry, I said Nomad. I bought Willie 2 awesome Baltimore Orioles hats that he said he wanted. He has never worn them once. They're probably gone.
It's a weird move for a Yankees fan.
He said he wanted them.
I know, but that's a really
What are you
weird
talking
move.
about? The weird move for a Yankees fan. The Orioles hat with the black and the white and
Classic.
And the bird.
and
Old school bird.
That's cool. That's one of the coolest hats.
But you've never worn it
Of all
once.
time.
Yeah, yes, I have. And it's also on my dressing.
He'll never
In
wear
Houston.
it. All right. Thank you. Hey, we're doing this tomorrow, by the by. Tomorrow's
Lord.
Thursday. We're running it back to back. He's going to set an alarm. It's a radical notion. Check, see if your Samsung. Then we'll see you then, okay? Thanks to
Goodbye.
Willie. Thanks to ASICS. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, guys.